So the NBA has been absolutely wild over the last few days, and if you're a Lakers fan, you're certainly in a season of change. As you all know, LeBron James is on his way out, and it's made for an ugly divorce on social media, as LeBron fans are acting like the Lakers are now going to fall apart, while a lot of us are really excited about this opportunity to build for the future. And one of the first massive dominoes to fall just happened this morning, as the Lakers are now acquiring Walker Kessler to be their starting center in a massive trade. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, Walker who? This guy tore his labrum last year and only ended up playing a total of 5 regular season games, so he was hardly a factor last year. But it was also only his 4th season in the NBA, and when he came into the league, he was a Rookie of the Year candidate, finishing 3rd overall in that race. He's a few years younger than both Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic, and when he's on his game, he's legitimately in the conversation for being a top 5 rim protector in this league. He's a little bit slow, he's not incredibly athletic, but he can still be a solid lob threat, standing at 7 foot 2 inches tall. This guy is a very solid defensive player, and I'm very excited about the fact that now we have someone who could legitimately try to slow down Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, and Nikola Jokic out in the Western Conference. Now, I do need to clarify, he has had some injury concerns throughout his early career, but at the same time, that major injury that took place last season that kept him to only 5 regular season games was a torn labrum, meaning it's an upper body issue. And I'm really happy about the fact that we're not dealing with a guy who has issue with his feet or knees, because that tends to be the most reoccurring injuries when you're dealing with a big man. I'm even seeing some LeBron James fans frustrated, saying, oh, now you get a big man now that LeBron James is out. And that's true, but the thing is, part of the reason this was possible is because they had so much room in cap space by not bringing LeBron back for $52 million a year. These are the kind of moves that I was hoping Pelinka would make to build for the future, because it immediately addresses some of the Lakers' biggest concerns. How are we going to defend the best big men in the Western Conference? Well, now we have our answer. How are we going to get Luka a solid pick and roll player who can set screens and catch lob passes? Well, now we have our answer. There are a lot of people who are thinking this is an overpay, not just for his contract, but also the assets we gave up. The Lakers are now not going to have many first-round picks for the foreseeable future. But with that being said, the great Kobe Bryant once said about the Lakers organization is that they don't rebuild, they reload. And that is very true. In years past, the Lakers have been able to get some NBA legends through the draft, but more often than not, they're acquired through free agency. Most of the time, the Lakers' most valuable draft picks are valuable because they're used as trade assets. Even for several years, we were getting guys like D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, and then most of those guys ended up being used to acquire Anthony Davis to put with LeBron James, which did end up winning us a championship. I've been saying this for a long time at this point, but I think the best recipe for success for this Lakers team moving forward is doing the best they can to replicate the Dallas Mavericks team that went to the NBA Finals with Luka. You had 2-star offensive threats in Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving operating on the perimeter, and now we've got that in Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. But you also had some solid rim protectors who were playing out of their minds in Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. And now we have a solid rim protector of our own. The Lakers now also have some options and still have plenty of cap space to fill out the depth of this roster. They can now look to get some role-playing specialists to help out this unit. Preferably some guys who can play defense and some guys who can shoot the 3-point shot. So as you guys can tell, I'm very optimistic about this move, and I am very excited about it. But with that being said, it is a massive, massive investment and is also a major risk. Because if something goes wrong with Walker Kessler, and if he has a serious injury next season that causes him to miss the year, or maybe affects his progression altogether, then we'll be all kinds of screwed, as we won't have many draft picks to make many trades, we'll be stuck with DeAndre Ayton being our starter again, and we'll have less salary cap room than we had this offseason. So again, I do think this is a good move, but a lot is hinging on this. The Lakers now have a core foundation of Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves, and Walker Kessler, who are all in their 20s. I do not think we immediately are going to be winning championships given how strong OKC and San Antonio is. but I do think we're moving in the right direction, and now I'm more optimistic about this Lakers group than I've been in many years. One thing I forgot to mention is that Walker Kessler also plays hard, and despite the fact that he's 7 foot 2 inches tall, he still knows how to get a low center of gravity and fight with all his might on the boards, as he led the entire NBA in offensive rebounds per game in 2025 at 4.6. That means he's going to be giving Luka and Austin Reaves a lot of second chance opportunities, which is very exciting to say the least. I was literally just finishing up the audio of this video when I noticed that the Lakers were making a plethora of other moves. To say we are in win now mode would be an understatement to say the least. There is a lot to talk about here, and if you're a member, we'll be doing it a lot through members' live streams, so I'll be excited to talk about all of this more in depth with the people who keep this channel afloat. But again, these are just my thoughts. What are yours? After the departure of LeBron James and a few other role players, and now with the addition of Walker Kessler, how are you feeling about the future of this Lakers group? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Shout out to the members for supporting the channel, and thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.